running 5.7K. I can run 8K, but it takes a lot more memory, and it actually can make this camera overheat and shut off depending how hot it is out and, you know, how long of videos you take. But I got this back from mowing that where that shed pad's going and all that dirt pile, and they've still got to mark out exactly where they want the shed. Once they mark out exactly where they want the culvert, then I can go back and do it. But I can't do it until I got some of the details. Mary details. They've got some of these 3M like GoPro mounts. I used to have a GoPro, the original Hero 3 back in the day, 2012, 13 era, I think, somewhere in there. But I'm gonna mount these on the skid loader. Maybe one up here on the arm. I'll clean it, put one there, one on the roof. Probably put one on each dump truck. You know, you just never know where you need them. It depends on what you're doing, what job. Someone asked me what I was gonna do in the winter time when I wasn't doing as much dirt work, which I still do dirt work in the winter, but sometimes I don't do as much. And I told them, I said, well, I push snow. If we ever get any snow in Kansas, that can be hard to come by sometimes, but when we do get it, I've got 5-6 hotels in Wichita I push, big hotel parking lots. Some of them take me a couple hours per one with running one machine. So I do that, and I've got Tractor Supplies, I got vets, funeral homes, you name it, anywhere from Wellington to Wichita, Clearwater, Belle Plaine. I'm spread out, and it usually takes me about 22 hours to make a turn from when I start to when I finish, obviously. Sometimes takes a little longer depending how many people you have. That's usually 2 kids running snow shovels and me and a skid loader full time with a snow blower. But one time we pushed, this has been 2 years ago, we pushed and then turned around 2 days later and got to push again. And that's where the money's at, when you can push 2-3 times in a month. You can really see it adds up quick. But there was a lot of years we don't push at all. I've had these hotels for 3 years now, and I've pushed 2 of the 3 years. And I also rebuild chainsaws and stuff. I'll buy them blown up, rebuild them, and either fix them up and sell them. But usually I just keep them. But also people bring me chainsaws that are either blown up, need a carb clean, they've been setting. So that's what I do. That's what I do in the winter time. I said I got a 3120. 365, 357, 450, 350, 235, 141, 135, 351. You guys probably don't care to hear 120, a 55, MS 170, 395 XP, 029 Super, 357K. This was rare because it's a quickie saw, but it can be turned into a chainsaw real easy because it has an oil tank, and the new ones don't have an oil tank to be able to convert between a chainsaw or a quickie saw. I got a clone there I built in a steel. I got a 455. I don't even know what that one is. I've got a 50 in there, 300th anniversary. It's pristine, and I got a pristine, I'm second owner, 350 in there. Couple part saws, 194. We haven't done much. My boy wanted to ride his four-wheeler, and he'd been riding it all day, and he parked it out by the shed, and that was a couple hours ago, and he went to start it and it never fired. It can be cantankerous, but it's getting fuel, so I pulled the spark plug. It was flooded, and heated up the cylinder and got all the fuel out of it, and put it back together, and it barely fired, and that was it. So I took it out, did it again, and re-gapped the spark plug. It was about just over 30. It was too much. Smashed it down about 25. Did it again with this old junk torch on the ground here. I went back and got my dad's good one with my MAP gas. Anyways, I put it back together, and it fired and ran for a second or two and then died. So I know the spark plug's fouled, so we're gonna heat up the cylinder one more time and get this thing cherry red and see if we can unfoul it and get it going tonight. He rides in the dark a lot with his headlights, so he was already wanting to know if it's gonna be running in the next 10 minutes or so. So we'll see, but I keep everything for this thing: filter, oil, everything you'd need. But of course, spark plugs, on a 4-stroke, they usually you just change them. They don't necessarily go out like they do on a 2-stroke. When I used to race dirt bikes back in the day, We had 10 of them on hand, and you'd foul them left and right. Usually kept one in my back pocket, to be honest. So let me get this clean fire in the hole and get it dried out, and this we should be good to go. Okay, fuel's back on, and okay. This thing's always having problems with the carburetor being plugged and you name it. I know he rides it a few hours a day, sometimes more, but this thing's really cantankerous compared to all of them I've ever worked on and all the forums I'm on. So we'll pick up our tools here and take it down to the pond where they're feeding the fish, and he'll be happy he can ride it. Well guys, that's all for today.